everyone. Welcome again. This is Sunday afternoon, and this is my home office. This is not my office at St. John's. A couple of you this week have come in and said, "Oh, I recognize this from the video." No, this is home. You haven't been here. Although it probably has some of the same cluttered, or maybe personality, let's say personality, that's in my office. So, I enjoyed reading your postings on the board during the week. Really, I'm very impressed with the quality and the interaction. And today I was wondering, would we have this same interaction in a face-to-face class? I mean, maybe we would, but the quality and the intensity of it is really very impressive. You should be proud of yourselves. I'm really enjoying this whole course. There is a relic in my office. I know you were talking about the relics of the True Cross. I have not experienced the relic of the True Cross, although in Bruges they have a vial that they say is Christ's blood. I'm not sure I believe it, but I honor and respect people's believing that it is. And so when I went there, I was very attentive to that, just in case, really is. But it was, sort of a cotton soaked with his blood. I've read too much about hawkers of relics in the Middle Ages, not to probably be a little jaded. Anyway, Pius X is in my office. He's on my desk in a little, little leather reliquary, and I have the paperwork that goes with him that came from the Vatican. It says it's carne, which is his flesh. Don't even ask how that comes to be. One of my colleagues, when he retired, I don't know, probably more than 30 years ago now, he decided I should have his relic of Pope Pius X because of my work in liturgy. And he's been with me ever since. And I don't have any other relics of canonized saints. I've got lots of relics of family heirlooms. I have my grandmother's Bible that's in Slovenian. One of my cousins gave it to me when she was clearing out my uncle's house. So there are little treasures like that. They're relics, and they connect us to the past in the same way in which the relics that we talk about religiously connect us to the past. Well, this week you're going to read more about Lent probably than you ever wanted to know before. And of course, the purpose of all of this is not that you memorize it, but that you really have a respect and an awareness of the extent to which this all took to develop. And from your postings, I can see that's exactly what you're taking away from this. So we're actually going to begin this week by collecting our Lent experiences, or your Lent experiences, from your earliest days. Now, those of you who weren't active, didn't go to Catholic school, didn't get activated until later in adulthood, you won't have the same kind of childhood experiences maybe that some of us would have. I remember mostly giving things up for Lent, never doing something positive, always that it had some sort of penitential character to it. Giving up candy or something like that. I used to try to give up practicing the piano or try to offer some cons like that. They never worked. But that's one of the things that I remembered. We also got these mite boxes, little paper boxes that we put together that we were saving money, and they were given to the propagation of the faith. And one of the things that I remember most fondly is that Friday night they had stations in the church, Stations of the Cross. And I was in the choir, and so the choir would go and sing at stations on Friday night. But because it was Friday night, you could wear your own clothes. So this was a very big deal, of course, as I got into 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, got even bigger deal. But that's sort of mostly, I don't remember penitential character, although there are some of those Lenten hymns that I really love as a result of that, singing them all over. And the Stations of the Cross was a regular discipline that we had. We said them a lot. And it was very formalized. I think probably the children, and on Wednesday afternoons we had stations as well in the school. But mostly I remember getting to go Friday night and wearing my own clothes. But so there's an opportunity on the discussion board for you to share some of the things that you remember. And because we come from so many different countries, that's really what makes this very interesting, just kind of collecting together our experiences. So the two essays this week are by Tom Talley, whom we've read before, and Max Johnson. And they will link to other historians, liturgical historians now, that you've read before. So you will hear them referring to Joseph Jungmann and Egeria and Paul Bradshaw and John Baldwin, and you've read them before. So that's something important to pay attention to, the way they interplay one with the other. But as you are reading them, you might find that there are surprises along the way, things that you never thought of that just sort of come as a surprise. Now, you don't have to have 24 surprises. There might be one surprise, or, maybe there isn't anything surprising that comes your way. But I kind of doubt that. I think there will be at least one or more things that you will find really just, a surprise. And then you can respond to that on the message board and, again, interact with each other. And the other question really refers you to one of the conclusions that's made. And I express it more clearly on the discussion board and in the campus guide as a, how where Lent had its meaning in the past, very different from ours. And what is your personal reaction to that? A lot of it has to do with the place of initiation and how the place of initiation has changed in the church, especially since not necessarily Vatican II, but rather the implementation of the rite of Christian initiation of adults, which became mandatory in the United States in 1988. And so more often now you're having a catechumenate active in a parish, and people in the parish are aware of the catechumens. The catechumens in our parish are dismissed at the 11:30 Mass on Sundays. And that's kind of a change. They used to be dismissed at the 9 o'clock Mass in other years. And 9 o'clock Mass is the family Mass. But then the only people who really learned about the catechumens or saw them and had that impressed upon them were the people who attended the 9 o'clock Mass. So now the people who attend the 11:30 Mass have a chance for that. And maybe the 11:30 Mass is a deeper experience of liturgy in our parish than at 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock is the family Mass. They have the children's liturgy of the Word. And sometimes it has kind of a circus atmosphere to it. You know, you arrive for Mass and it's more as though you're in a community center than in the church. 11:30 is a little different. You have the choir singing, and it's I kind of, the way I expressed it, is a deeper experience of liturgy. It's the Mass when I'm here that I choose to go to for that reason. But it's kind of changed the way in which we, to a certain degree, see what's going on at Easter, or during the Lenten period. And so the third question on the discussion board really relates to that, and what Lent's original meaning actually was, and how it got changed over time. But liturgy is a living reality. It's going to change again. You know, those of you who are young, when, you know, you're teaching children or you're having children and grandchildren, the liturgy won't be the same as it was when you were, or right now. And obviously it's changed a lot since I was young. But much of that had to do with, first of all, the surprise restoration of the Easter Vigil, and in the mid-50s, and then Vatican Council II. But as you saw, you know, the Pope can make a change, you know, just at the drop of a hat. Fasting's gone. So enjoy your reading this week. And I look forward to reading your postings on the discussion board. So just a word of warning about next week. Usually I tape this on Sunday afternoons, and I'm cooking dinner outside in the kitchen, here in the office, taping this and trying to get everything ready so that I can put it up on Monday. Next week is a little complicated, so the video and everything might not get up till Tuesday. But don't get worried, it will at least get up by Tuesday, all right? All right, have a good week. If you have any questions or difficulties, you know where to find me. And enjoy this reading. There's not too much this week, and I think that the questions might be more fun for you to do than maybe in other weeks. And don't feel that you need to summarize history. Really, when I ask for your personal reaction, that's it. Your personal reaction is just great. All right. Bye.